Dallas Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons apparently didn't enjoy the draft. He was dismayed last year when the Philadelphia Eagles drafted Jordan Davis, who ended up as a Defensive Rookie of the Year finalist. And the last night, Parsons had a similar reaction when the Eagles selected quarterback Quinyon Mitchell with the 22nd overall pick. Check this out, y'all.
Micah, how you feeling?
I mean, I'm honestly utterly disgusted on how lucky the Eagles are. It's just like Chris, I do not know how he fell that far with this run of offensive tackles and quarterbacks. That's the only thing that makes sense. I thought he was a top 15, top 12 talent, and he just fell right into their laps.
And he was your favorite player?
He was definitely one of my more favorite players in this draft. Like I said, he rose in every bar. He hit he checked every box.
Joining me now to talk about his feelings in the draft is the man himself. All-world, all-pro linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys, the one and only Micah Parsons. What's up, big time? How you doing, man? How's everything? How you feeling, my man? How you feeling?
You know, I'm feeling blessed, bro. You know, I feel amazed every year and blessed every year that I'm still able to be in this league and play with fellow comrades. So just extremely blessed and blessed to be on the show.
Well, first of all, I'm happy to have you on the show. I've gotten over being mad at you for beating up on people during NBA All-Star Weekend when you won the MVP award. I mean, my Lord, you ran over men, women, and children. You didn't give a damn about anything. They put you and Puka Nacua. Don't even get me started with y'all right now. But I'm going to let it go. It took me a couple of months, but I'm going to let it go right now. I'm going to let it go. When you talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and their luck, talk to me about the level. Talk to me about the level of frustration you're feeling, because obviously Dallas wasn't in a position to do but so much when you compare it to the position that the Eagles were in. How much did that play a role in your frustrations?
You know, you got to think, when you're a later pick, it's more of a blessing. You know, I think we did a damn good job last year of playing good football. But, you know, it's not necessarily luck. It's just how things fall. When the dominoes fall, you know, sometimes people are just more blessed than others. And the Eagles made some great trades, picked up some great people in the last couple of years, and it took them pretty far. So, you know, unfortunately, because the QB need and the QB, how good this QB class was and O-line class was, you know, a player that significantly would make their roster better fell right to him. So, you know, it's a little bit of luck, but it's also how well their higher-ups have been.
Well, see, and that's where I'm going, because, you know, I care about you. I care about you, man. I got your best interest at heart, Micah Parsons. I don't want you miserable, my brother. I want you happy. But I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles. Not only was draft night successful for them, remember they acquired Saquon Barkley. Obviously, you guys, I thought, was in need of a quarterback, of a running back at the very least. That didn't necessarily happen. Derrick Henry ends up going to Baltimore, doesn't come to Dallas. Saquon Barkley comes to Philadelphia, doesn't come to Dallas. And you just brought up decisions by the front office or whatever. How worried are you about your Cowboys this season?
I'm not worried about it at all, Steve. And you know why? We got 6 or 7 All-Pros still on our team. We didn't really have none of our big pieces leaving. CD Lamb's still there. Dak Prescott's still there. I'm still there. Deron Bland's still there. Trayvon Diggs still there. Zach Martin's still there. You know, and we got a lot of Pro Bowl talents. Think about our kicker, our returners. We still have a great amount of talent, and we're just thinking about the future. I think Will McClay and them, they started to draft off really well, drafting Tyler Guyton. You know, we needed O-line depth, obviously, since Kyron decided to walk. But I think decisions will be made and things will be acquired before the season, and we'll be right in good hands. At the end, we kind of know who they're going to try to build around. So I'm not too worried about where we're started, just how we're going to finish and how we're going to start the year. That's all that matters.
You talked about what you're going to try to build around. Obviously, that's the man himself, Dak Prescott, who's in line to get about $55 to $60 million. How are you feeling about that, Micah Parsons?
I'm feeling good about it. You know, Dak
Really?
very much well deserved it. He was a second team All-Pro, should have been first in my eyes. So, you know, Dak has the caliber and the talent to do wonderful things. We just have to put it all together come playoffs. Not just him, but everyone defensively, receivers, everyone. We have to put it together. Not one man can carry it all.
All joking aside, I got to ask this question. And this is not about Dak Prescott. This is about the quarterback position within the National Football League. As a guy that the Dallas Cowboys just exercised their fifth-year option on, basically locking you in through 2025, it's one of those situations I'm looking at the quarterback spot and considering it's a hard cap in the National Football League and how one position being paid an exorbitant amount of dollars can cost other cats from getting paid. How do you feel about the money that's allocated to quarterbacks? Again, in fairness to you, I'm not talking about Dak Prescott. I'm talking about any NFL team, anybody that you talk about. How does an NFL player who is not a quarterback feel about how quarterbacks are paid in this day and age in the National Football League?
Well, I think it's like any position. If you're getting paid a lot of money, you damn well sure need to prove that you worth a lot of money. You feel me?
Yep.
And I hate to say that nobody deserves their money, but sometimes I think we do pay mediocrity. I think there's very few quarterbacks that I think there's a separation in each position, but nowadays we kind of pay for where every player is at, and I think some GMs even have disagreements in that. So I definitely think there's certain quarterbacks in this league where you like, man, he's worth every penny. He carries that workload. He carries that team, and they're winning. And there's certain quarterbacks that just get paid just because they're a quarterback. And I think even the fans feel that. I think, and it's not just quarterback. That goes for a lot of positions. There's guys who, haven't even had consistent 10+ sack seasons and they still getting a boatload of money, and I think consistency is the name of the game. And, when you're just not as consistent, it's hard to vouch for that, and it kind of messes the money up. It kind of makes, GMs hesitant to pay players and things like that. But it's a tough position, bro, because I think everyone deserves to get paid. We play one of the toughest sports in the world. But at the same time, when you get paid, we expect, the fans expect, and the higher ups expect a certain level of consistency and dominance on the field.
When you say consistency and dominance on the field, are we just talking about regular season or the postseason?
Well, really both. I think when you're a high caliber player, you like, especially, and this goes for anyone, but if you're a high caliber player, your fans want to see you succeed during the season because it lets you know what you're about to prepare to see in the postseason, especially in the postseason, because that's really as matter. I don't think no higher up or GM is paying a player to, have a lot of success during the regular season because that doesn't bring anything into the building. I know that every GM and every owner wants to see, a heavy piece of metal come into the building. So I think that should be concluded as well.
Well, since you think that could be concluded, let me get back on you about this. Dak Prescott, 2-5 in playoffs. Kirk Cousins, 1-3 career in 12 seasons in the playoffs. But nevertheless, these brothers are going to get paid, are getting paid, et cetera, et cetera. So again, when somebody asks a question about their postseason production, you are one person that I got to get up there and put this on Front Street. I don't hear anyone supporting Dak Prescott more than you. Nobody. I gotta put that out there. You support your quarterback come hell or high water, privately, publicly. You don't bend on it at all. You are a big-time Dak Prescott supporter. I'm looking at all of these quarterbacks. Whoever doesn't perform in the postseason, what level of culpability do we get to hold against them, particularly based on what you're saying?
Well, I think, as much as it is about a player's success, it's all about team success. You got to look at the teams that they had, what cost them, right? Like, I think a lot more goes into games than just the quarterback's play.
Okay.
There's quarterback. You could throw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. Look at Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
He throws for almost 400 yards. He almost damn near has a perfect game besides that one fumble, and they still lose the game. Because why? They couldn't get a stop on defense. Did we say, oh, that's Jalen Hurts' fault? Or did we say the Eagles just lost? I feel like they have the position where whether the team plays a complete game or not, because and you can say that for the Super Bowl this year. If Patrick Mahomes' defense doesn't get them crucial stops, or if they don't make Purdy throw it out of bounds, if Chris Jones doesn't come unblocked, and yes, it's an error on their offensive line, everything works together. If Chris Jones doesn't come unblocked, do they score a touchdown right there? We saw the film. Brandon Ayuk was wide open, right?
Yep.
Everyone works in tandem. So it can't always be a quarterback, and then obviously Patrick Mahomes goes down at the end of the game to win the game. But in that moment, that's a Patrick Mahomes. But and the rear view, you see Chris Jones, and in the extreme rear view, you see O lineman forget his responsibilities and slide the wrong way. So it's just one of them things, man. Like it really has a lot to do with the full team and everyone doing their responsibilities. It just can't be one man or two individuals. It has to be a unit, right? And there's too many. There's three units on each side of the ball. You got the O line, you got the quarterback, and then you got the receiver. And same with defense. So it has to work in tandem. Like I can't get a sack unless my guys give me a coverage, right?
Right.
I have to be great coverage match with great rush, and that's why you only see, you play over 1,000 snaps a year. If you're lucky, 700 to 1,000 snaps, and you
Right.
see 14 of them is going to be a sack, right? That's what you call it. It's like it's a tough game. It has to be perfection.
So with that being said, considering you and what you just articulated, looking at yourself right now, the Dallas Cowboys picked up the fifth-year option on you. You happy about that? You upset you didn't get a long-term deal? How are you feeling right now?
No, because I know the possibility of me getting a long-term deal is real high. And you just gotta play the cards you dealt. If Jerry wants to see more out of me, I'm gonna give him more. I shown I've been increasing and getting better and better every year. We got a new DC. I love what he's building right now with what he's showing me. So if that's what you want to see, I'm gonna show him. The old school term, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Right.
So I don't think I play for Jerry or them. I play a lot for the fans, and I play a lot for myself. Like me not playing to the level that I expect of greatness, that hurts me more than I believe it hurts Jerry or anyone else.
Do you feel the criticism aimed towards you in light of y'all postseason loss to Green Bay? Do you think that was valid, or do you think there's a whole bunch of things that people were missing as it pertained to what was going on the field, particularly when you got two or three defenders on yourself?
Yeah, I take full accountability because, I do want to make plays. I do want to make them crucial stops, but there's also things that people aren't worried about, that people don't see in the rearview mirror, that some people can kind of see through the BS.
Right.
And, it's tough because you can't really explain them. You can't really tell people the whole truth.
Right.
You kind of got to keep it political. Um,
You're right. You're right.
but at the end of the day, one thing the good players do, you just gotta take ownership. So I take full ownership for the loss. I don't put it on nobody. I just feel like I gotta do a better job of getting people prepared. I gotta be more prepared, and things like that.
Is it fair to say that you were disgusted last night watching the NFL draft because you watched the Eagles get better, you lost your defensive coordinator to being a head coach with the Washington Commanders, you see Green Bay and Detroit still there, Chicago's up their talent level, Minnesota obviously drafted a quarterback and they still got Jefferson and Addison on those boys, San Francisco ain't going away. Are you scouring the NFC and saying, damn, I'm a little bit worried?
The NFC just got better, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at where those position got where they at in their position and where we're at. Caleb Wood, they reset their QB clock, so the the Chicago Bears can do a whole lot in the next 3 years because their quarterback is making in 4 or 5 years what he could be making in 1 year. And probably more than that because the QB market's at 50 million, 55, 60 million, and Caleb Williams' 4-year contract with his options probably about 40 million. So, they have a whole lot of room to work with. They can make these moves. They did a great job over the past couple of years with drafting. But, in the past 3 years, we've been a 12-5 and playoff team. So we're in a whole different tax bracket. Detroit have just now came along. They were in a downhill for a while. And when I first came in the league, they were 1-16 and things like that. So these teams are all trying to get where the Dallas Cowboys are, respectfully. The hard part about this league is sustaining and being consistent with it. And we're at the point where we're paying a guy 55 million, or we're about to. So it's a complete different position. And Jared Goff isn't. He's still playing at a high level, but him and Dak's contracts are completely different. Um, Obviously, because it's the LA trade with Stafford.
Yep.
And they just got a lot more to work with. The Green Bay Packers, they reset their clock. Aaron Rodgers still isn't there on that $55 million QB deal, so they can afford to make them type of moves with the Packers.
Right.
So the grass isn't always greener. You got to understand the full term of contracts, what's going on, who's making money, the cash flow, and things like that. Even the Eagles, Jalen Hurts' cash flow isn't as high as Dak Prescott's is. He's probably, how they do it. They kind of keep it medium, and then in the end, it's a it's a big bundle, and the Eagles probably face problems down that road eventually too.
So with all of that being said, what advice, what words, what questions, anything that you want to put, any way you want to put it, what would you say to Jerry Jones at this particular moment in time, scouring the NFC, knowing the opposition that you got to go up against for this upcoming season? What would you say to Jerry and Stephen Jones if you haven't said it to them already?
Oh man, I would just say, man, let's just build this defense up, man. I think at the end of the day, as dominant as their draft was in offense, you know why they're drafting offensive tackles. You know why they're trying to get quarterbacks, because we punish them. You know, at the end of the day, defense will always be the key. Them guys are trying to protect their quarterbacks. Think about the quarterback injuries that happened last year, and they want some new, fresh old linemen to come in and try to shake things up. But guess what? They still got Myles Garrett. They still got me. They still got T.J. Watt. We still got, all these elite pass rushers in this league that's coming for them, man. And, they want to make it seem like, offense is so spectacular. But nah, man, I'll forever believe defense wins championships.
You know you lost Stephon Gilmore, right? And Trayvon Diggs is coming back after an injury, right? You just gonna gloss over that. You're gonna gloss over that?
I know what Trayvon Diggs is. I know how hard he's working to get back. I know what he's putting in. I can't wait for him to have back that energy, them turnovers he creates, how he plays the game is just so contagious. Mm-hmm. And also, we still got Deron Bland. We got Jordan Lewis back. We still got Malik Hooker. We still got Wanye Thomas. We still got DeMarcus Lawrence. We got Stan Williams that's going to step up. We got a whole bunch of players with a lot of ability. And Gilmore still hasn't got picked up yet, so it might not be too late.
You said you don't you need some beef? Don't you need some big boys? I mean, y'all quick, lightning quick, tremendously athletic, but size, girth in the National Football League. Some people said y'all lack that. Don't y'all need that?
Hey, we got day 2 and 3. We just picked up an extra third-round pick, so we got 3 picks today, and we got a chance to do that. So I'm super excited about that. And then don't forget about post-June cut. We're going to get that type of salary cap fixed. We're going to have some money that cleared up, and we're going to go get some guys.
So is that your way of saying you think y'all going to still win the NFC East, even though you were utterly disgusted watching the Eagles improve their roster last night?
Listen, I keep telling you, it isn't about talent. It's about perfection. It don't matter how much talent you got, and we seen that in the Super Bowl. We see that in the past couple Super Bowls. It don't matter how much talent you got. It's about coaching and players buying in and playing at a high level on one particular day.
So y'all going to win the NFC East?
Hey, I'm not putting nothing out there, but we definitely coming. I hope y'all don't think the Dallas Cowboys just roll over. We ain't never been that, and I ain't never been that to just roll over for nobody. I don't care who you got.
Well, I know you don't roll over for nobody, but I know you do roll over people, including women. Are you willing to admit here on this show right now that you beat up my team? Y'all cheated with a bunch of ringers for NBA All-Star Weekend. Are you willing to admit that?
No, because you had everybody. And you said I wasn't. What? Oh my gosh, your team was stacked with WNBA players and all type of MVPs.
And you beat them up. You brought football rules to the basketball game. You should have been caught about 5 offensive fouls.
And I told you I would. You
did tell me that. You did say you was going. You said you was going to run right over them. You said they out there, then they got to fall prey just like everybody else, and you not going to get calls against you. So that means you talked to the officials before the game. Is that what you're trying to tell me now?
I did not talk to no officials. I beat you fair and square. You just wasn't ready for the line as usual. And I'm gonna come and show out every time. You thought C.J. Stroud was going to carry you.
I thought he was.
He said all those false lies, said I dropped 40s, the jumper wasn't there, I took it away, and he was very minimal.
Man, get out of here, man. It's good talking to you, man. It's good seeing you, man. We going to catch up soon. I'm coming down to Dallas, man. I'm still waiting to come on a podcast with you and CD. You can bring Dak, too. I'm not running from anybody.
Listen,
I'm good with it.
Listen, I'm going to have my first show 2 weeks before the season start. I'm going to have you come on when you see what our team looks like, and we're going to see what Stephen A. got to say.
You need me to fly to Dallas? You need me to fly to Dallas for that?
No, I don't think you need to fly down. We'll set it up. We'll coordinate.
I'm not scared. I'll come down. I'll come down to Dallas. Dallas ain't a bad place to be. It really isn't.
Man, come down to Oxnard.
Okay, I can do that too. Wherever you need.
So you can see what it looks like.
Wherever you need. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks a lot, my man.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. The one and only Micah Parsons.